They called me an unemployed loser. Then the lights came on. My name is Marcus Hale. I've got a wife I adore, Tessa, a house with good bones, and the kind of bank balance that lets you sleep. What I don't have, apparently, is a job title that impresses 20-something tech bros at rehearsal dinners. 1. The Public Jab Harbor House is all exposed brick and $47 artisanal mac and cheese. It's Bianca's big night. Tessa's sister, 26, sharp as a tack, sprinting up the ladder at a venture firm called Luminate. I'm working through an overpriced Caesar when Bianca, flushed with champagne and audience, steers her silver-haired boss, Adrian Wolfe, toward our table. She flashes a smile that could power downtown and says, loud enough for 3 tables to hear, "Adrian, meet my brother-in-law, Marcus, the unemployed loser I told you about." Conversation dies. Tessa squeezes my hand under the table. "Please don't detonate at my sister's rehearsal dinner." I smile. I don't detonate. I take another bite of lettuce. Everyone at the table thinks they know my story, the guy who married up and lives off his wife. None of them knows my family investment vehicle, Hale Rest Holdings. None of them knows about the framed, very real Luminate term sheet in my study with Adrian's signature next to my initials. The bridge financing that bought his firm time when no one else would touch it. Sometimes you don't fight in the moment. You turn on the lights later. 2. The quiet prep. That night, Tessa watches me water the tomatoes and finally says, "Bianca was cruel. You have that calm look. What are you planning?" "Not revenge," I tell her. "Perspective." By morning, I'm at Armando's tailor shop. Charcoal suit, white shirt, brushed silver tie bar, the one Tessa gave me for our 3rd anniversary. Clothes don't change who you are. They remind everyone. Next stop, my bank. I ask for a certified check, $35,000, to Bianca and her fiancé Jordan. Wedding gift, the memo line reads. I arranged it before the rehearsal dinner, which no one but Tessa knows. I book an understated black sedan to the venue, not flashy, intentional. 3. The wedding. The Lakeshore Conservatory is a cathedral of glass and light. Bianca looks radiant. The vows are sweet. For that hour, I put everything aside. Weddings deserve clean air. Cocktail hour arrives. The string quartet sighs. Champagne circulates. The Luminate contingent gathers near the windows. Adrian, board member Elena Park, HR chief Priya Menon, investor relations guy Kyle. I take my place at the room's edge, bourbon in hand, line of sight clear. Bianca crosses the floor like she owns it, champagne bright and buzzing. "Adrian," she calls, loud and cheerful, "I want you to meet my family. This is Marcus, the unemployed loser." The quartet misses a note. Conversations stall. Priya looks up, HR radar pinging. Elena's eyebrow rises half a centimeter. Boardroom for excuse me? Kyle freezes mid-gesture. Adrian turns, scans my suit, the tie bar, my face. His mouth lifts into a grin that isn't polite. It's familiar. "Well, I'll be damned," he says, clapping my shoulder. "Marcus Hale, how the hell are you?" The room tilts. Bianca blinks. "You know each other?" Adrian laughs. "Know him?" Bianca, I don't think you understand. She doesn't, not yet. 4 lights, clarity, consequences. "He doesn't work," Bianca insists, panic edging in. "He sits at home." Tessa supports him. Priya materializes like a well-timed policy manual. "So your professional assessment of someone's worth is based on whether they commute?" Bianca flounders. "Everyone knows he's unemployed." Elena steps forward, voice smooth as glass. "Everyone knows is not a source." Adrian's tone cools. "Bianca, respect isn't optional at Luminate. Not at the office, not with clients, and certainly not at a family event in front of partners." Margaret, mother of the bride, pushes into the circle, maternal engine roaring. "You can't fire her at her wedding." Adrian doesn't raise his voice. "What's unacceptable is mocking family to impress colleagues." And doing it in front of 2 partners, HR and investors. Then he turns to Bianca and, clearly enough for the string quartet to hear, says, "You're fired." A champagne flute shatters somewhere behind us. Gasps ripple. Bianca goes pale. She stammers, "You can't be serious." Adrian glances at me, then delivers the centerpiece. When our runway was 6 weeks and every other investor passed, Marcus wrote the bridge check that kept Luminate alive. No press, no board seat, just equity and faith. Silence pulls tight. The word trust seems to hang in the glass air. "You sold deals with his capital behind you," he finishes, "and you called him a loser to impress me." The verdict lands. There's nothing left to argue. 5. The gift. I step forward, pull the envelope from my jacket, and hand it to Bianca. "This was always your wedding gift," I say. "It still is." Her hands shake as she opens it. $35,000, she whispers, tears threatening. "After what I said?" "Weddings deserve clean starts," I reply. "Yesterday, I was family. Today, I'm family. Tomorrow, I'll be family. The gift isn't contingent on your job or your opinion of me." Jordan, the groom, looks stunned. "Marcus, we can't accept—" "You can," I say, "because this isn't about punishment. It's about lines." Tessa is suddenly at my side. "He ordered it yesterday morning," she tells the circle, "before any of this." That detail lands like a bell. The gift predates the insult. Grace before grievance. 6. The terms. Priya clears her throat, the voice of structured compassion. "We'll transition this professionally. Paid through month end, 60 days of health coverage, a reference focused on achievements." Bianca exhales, shoulders slumping. Elena adds, "If you want any future with Luminate, there are conditions. 6 months before reapplying. Leadership and empathy coaching. 40 hours of volunteer work with a workforce development nonprofit." Priya finishes the list. "And no documenting the volunteer work. No LinkedIn thought leadership, no Instagram stories, no journey threads. Service, not optics." It's a beautiful consequence, firm yet redemptive. Real growth or nothing. Bianca looks at me, eyes wet. "Do I deserve a second chance?" "You deserve the truth," I tell her. "Last night you didn't see a person. You saw a label. The question isn't deserve. It's, do you want to become someone who sees people instead of resumes?" She nods. "I didn't see you." "No," I say gently. "You didn't." 7. The work. 3 months later, I'm harvesting Cherokee purples when Tessa brings me coffee and an email from Priya. Bianca completed her 40 hours at Harbor Mission. The director says she's the hardest working volunteer they've had, running resume workshops and mock interviews. Coaching is going well. No social posts, just work. That afternoon, Bianca calls me herself. No angles, no asks. "I'm sorry," she says, voice small and sincere. "I called you unemployed like it was a moral failure. I used you as entertainment to look strong. I didn't see people. I saw ladders." We meet for coffee near Harbor Mission. She tells me about Frank, a laid-off steelworker who couldn't translate his skills for 20-something HR screens. Together, they reframed his experience. He landed a coordinator role. She smiles like it's the first win that didn't come with a commission. We don't talk about Adrian. We talk about tomatoes, work that matters, and the relief of not performing for the room. 8. The second chance. 2 months after that, Adrian calls. She reapplied. Coaching complete. Volunteer work expanded beyond the requirement. Dr. Wells recommends, with caveats. "What do you think?" he asks. "I think people can change if they want it badly enough," I say. "And I think she wants to." He rehired her. Different role, smaller territory, real accountability, earned, not granted. At Sunday dinner, Bianca looks across the table and says, "I didn't see people before. I saw ladders. Ladders are great for roofs," I tell her, "not for hearts." She laughs. Then she cries. Then she thanks Tessa for standing between us until we could stand together. 9. The rule weeks later, I'm in Luminate's quiet glass conference room, the same one where I signed that old term sheet. Adrian hands me coffee. You didn't have to step in at the wedding, he says. You didn't have to say it out loud, I reply. We both smile. Respect isn't marketing, it's policy, it's practice. Back home, the framed term sheet still hangs in my study, next to a simple photo of two younger men grinning in a drafty warehouse before press releases and polished offices. I like that it's quiet there. I like that no one would know unless I turn on the light. Family has a new rule now. Never call someone a loser when you've never asked who they really are. And if you forget, well, there's enough light in this house to remind you.